think I speak for all of us when I say that I'm very happy 2021 is here. I like to spend a bit of time at the start of the year writing down my goals for the coming 12 months, and I am sharing them with you here today. We are getting personal. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. My name's Sarah. I'm a doctor in the UK and I make videos about my life as a doctor and what I get up to in my free time. My aim with this channel is to show you that it is absolutely possible to live a fulfilling life outside of work even when you have a very busy job. So I'm not alone in doing this, but at the start of every year I like to spend a bit of time reflecting, thinking about the previous year and working out what I would like to achieve in the coming 12 months. You might have seen my recent video about my 2020 review. If you haven't, go back and watch that video, get a little bit of inspiration. I've also got a cheat sheet you can download from that video. This video is about my goals for the coming 12 months. I think it's a really great opportunity to sit down and daydream about what you want your future to look like. Think about everything, big, small, the details of what you want to be doing day to day, the big dreams you have, the career aspirations, the family aspirations. Get it all down on paper. Really think big when it comes to what you want your future to look like. Don't put yourself any limits. Just write it all down. Dream as though everything is possible, because it is if you actually make a plan for it. So I start this process by looking back over the previous year and thinking about everything that I've achieved, whether it's big or small. It all goes down on a piece of paper, and actually having a look at this piece of paper feels amazing. Realizing everything you've achieved over the past 12 months is a real boost, and it will definitely get those creative juices flowing to make you think about what you can achieve over the next year. I also like to think about what I didn't do that I had intended to do and why I didn't do those things. It's a really great opportunity for some reflection. As a doctor, we're encouraged to think long term and map out our career goals. We always need to be thinking about how we get from point A in our career to point B, which courses we need to book onto, which exams we need to complete. But I don't want to be doing this in just the career aspect of my life. I want to be thinking about it in every aspect of my life and making sure that I've got a plan to move myself forward and actually achieve the things I want to in my life. It does feel very personal sharing these goals with you, but I do think it will be useful for you to see what my goals are, and hopefully it will stimulate you to do this exercise. So let me know in the comments if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up if you do, and I would love to hear your goals down below as well. So goal number 1 is to take control of my schedule and include more fun. A couple of years ago, I made the conscious decision that I didn't want to be on a rota anymore. I wanted to be in charge of my own time. I didn't like working on a rota. I didn't like someone else being in control of my time. I found it really stressful and claustrophobic. As a junior doctor, I was working 48 hours on average each week. That could go up to 72 hours. I was switching from days to nights without much break in between. It's a highly stressful job, and there's a commute, and I personally found that excessive amount of time at work very stressful for me. I love being a doctor, but I don't love the number of hours I was expected to work. Since then, I've geared my life to becoming a locum doctor where I work less hours, I pick and choose my shifts, and this is working so well for me. And the time that I'm away from work, I can work on my own businesses. But at times, I have got a bit sloppy with this, and I've let myself allow my business stuff to take over my timetable and actually spread my work over evenings and weekends, meaning that I end up with little to no free time again. My whole intention for working fewer hours in the hospital was so that I could specifically work meaningful hours on my business in the weekdays and then have my evenings and weekends free to spend with Vince and Bonnie and doing the things that I love to do and want to do. But if my work that I've set myself is spilling into my evenings and weekends, then I've basically defeated the point of that. So this year, I'm making a conscious effort to schedule everything out, including strict time blocks for fun and adventure and enjoying my free time. I'm definitely the kind of person who is prone to burnout. My mum always says to me that I spread myself too thinly. I'm always on the go. I've got loads of projects on the go all the time. That makes me happy. I love doing that. But I am also the kind of person who forgets to schedule free time, forgets to block out relaxing time, and I feel sometimes guilty when I am relaxing or when I'm doing something outside of sort of work and business. So this year is the year that I am going to learn to do that. My old running coach used to say, you're here to run, you can walk anytime you want. Right now you've got your kit on, so you run now and you give it your all. My aim this year is to approach my work, my business stuff like that, so that I get the work done in the allocated time, so that my free time I can really relax guilt-free. And then I can really be present with Vince and with Bonnie and with my friends and family when we're eventually allowed to see them again, and enjoy that time off. So I'm going to incorporate more fun and adventure into my day-to-day life. Each week I'm going to allocate some time to fun/adventure, and I have actually created a list for myself of all the fun things I want to do and want to try in my free time, and I'm going to slowly start working through that list and making sure that I have something fun planned every single week. I'm also going to make a really strong effort to avoid burnout by scheduling a specific break every 3 months. That means taking a long weekend away or taking a week off and really focusing on relaxation, fun, doing activities that do not have anything to do with work or business, and it just purely enjoying myself. And I would strongly encourage you to do the same. Make sure you book yourself in some holidays and some time off. I know at the moment that it feels a bit weird because it's COVID and if you're taking time off at the moment, we can't really go anywhere, but making sure that you break up your routine and change things up so that you aren't just doing the same old things every single day will really help you avoid burnout. So my rough action plan for this is to sit down at the beginning of every 90 days to map out my goals for that quarter, allocate 3 goals to every month. And then at the beginning of each week, I'll plan my tasks according to what those goals are. I'm actually partnering up with one of my friends, and we're accountability buddies for each other, and at the start of every month I'm going to be sending her my tasks for the month, my 3 big goals, and if I don't achieve them I owe her £100. So that's how I'm keeping myself accountable with that, and it works really well, so definitely try that if you struggle with keeping yourself accountable. Goal number 2 is to read 50 books. In the last few years I've really got into reading and I absolutely love books. I've always got a few books on the go. I normally got one on my Kindle app on my phone, just so that I can open it and start reading if I'm early for an appointment and I've got a bit of time to kill. And then I have an actual Kindle, and I really like this one for reading in bed because the screen isn't too bright, and I have an audiobook to listen to while I'm driving, and I actually look forward to commuting so that I can listen to audiobooks. And then I always have a physical book as well, because some books you just need to read in real paper form. So reading 50 books is a pretty arbitrary number. There's no real reason why I've picked 50 books, other than I just wanted to challenge myself to read more. The more that I read, I feel my life is richer. I love that when you're reading a book, you're actually transferring some information from some of the greatest minds directly into your mind. I also love to get lost in a juicy novel. I'm really fascinated by people. I think it's just human nature, isn't it? We're fascinated by people, relationships, the choices that people make, their ideas and motives, and reading is a real escape, and it's a great chance to be able to do this and to think about characters and people and why people do stuff. I tend to listen to audiobooks of novels so I can kind of get lost in the story, and then for non-fiction books I tend to either read them on my Kindle or on in real paper form, and that's so that I can write notes on the non-fiction ones. If you aren't already signed up to Audible, then I'll leave a link down in the description box below, which gives you a free month's trial of Audible, which will give you 1 free book to listen to. So definitely worthwhile. Even if you cancel after the first month, it's just great to be able to listen to a book, especially if it's been read by the author. I'm always on the hunt for brilliant new books, so if you've got any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear your reading recommendations. Goal number 3 is to release 100 YouTube videos. A book that I read this year that had a massive impact on me was Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you haven't already read this book, then go and add it to your reading list immediately. Get yourself on Goodreads and make yourself a list of books that you want to read. This is one of them. It should be on your list if you haven't read it already. This is a really great book for building meaningful habits into your life, to create the life that you want to live by doing the things each day that you actually want to be doing. In the book, he talks about having systems and process goals rather than just being driven by singular results. So for example, I used to have goals around my YouTube channel that would revolve around how many subscribers I had. But ultimately, a lot of that is meaningless and out of my control. So a way to reframe this is to dig down and think about, what do I actually want from creating a YouTube channel? So when I've reflected on this, I have come to the conclusion that I want to be a useful and entertaining resource for people, for it to be a fun and creative outlet for me to be able to express myself in a different way than I would be able to at work, be an extra source of income for me that's separate from my day job, and to be a long-standing project that I continue for many years. So although hoping to reach X number of subscribers is linked to all of those goals and everything that I want from a YouTube channel, it's actually out of my control. I can't make myself have a certain number of subscribers, but what I can control is what I put into my YouTube channel, therefore hopefully get those things from it that I want to. So in Atomic Habits, he argues that you should be thinking more about what you want your daily and weekly life to look like and what you want your lifestyle to look like around that area of your life. So for me, I want to be able to call myself a YouTuber. And what do YouTubers do? They put out consistent content. So to do that, I have set myself the challenge of releasing 2 videos a week. Now that is a big goal for me. Over the last year, I've been very inconsistent with my YouTube channel. Only since November have I started really taking it seriously and trying to churn out videos, at least 1 or 2 a week. Before that, I was just kind of posting a video here, posting a video there. I only released 32 videos in the whole of 2020, so I'm basically wanting to triple my output, which is definitely going to be a challenge, but it's one that I'm really excited about, and it is moving me towards the lifestyle that I want to be living, where I'm creating consistent content. I'm finding that the more energy I put into things, the more I get back from it. I think that's true of any area of your life. I've talked about this before, about medical placements and about being a junior doctor. When you're enthusiastic and you give a lot to it, you get more back and you enjoy it more. So I think that's going to happen with this YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to create more content for you guys, so watch this space. Goal number 4, to run 500 miles. This is actually a goal that I set myself last year as well, but it didn't happen. I gave myself a partial tear of my Achilles tendon when we were hiking in New Zealand, and then later in the year, while I was still recovering from that Achilles injury, I caught COVID. And my chest is still recovering from that. I've been coughing a lot. I'm definitely much better than I was, but 3 months down the line, I'm still coughing. Really not a great recipe for good running. I've loved running for a very long time, and normally I would be running 2 or 3 times a week at least, but over the last year things have just been very different for me. So I thought I'd set this goal so that I can build running back into my schedule, and similar to the process goal with my YouTube channel where I'm trying to create a certain number of videos a week, I want to create a certain number of, I want to go on a certain number of runs a week. So my overall goal for the year is to run 500 miles. When you break that down to a weekly goal, it works out to about 10 miles a week, which is probably for me 3-mile runs, which is very achievable. If you subscribe to my newsletter, then you'll have seen a couple of weeks ago that I shared a story about my running buddy Grace and how we kept each other accountable, and how that's actually the lessons I learned from running with her over 2.5 years actually taught me so much about reaching your goals and being dedicated to a particular task. I've written about it all in a blog post, so if you missed that, then I'll link it down below in the description box, and I'll also put a link to my newsletter sign up if you want to join that as well. So I do have some other goals for the year, but those goals relate to other projects I'm working on with other people, and I don't think it's fair to share those goals without talking to them about it and about, sharing them publicly online. So I'm not going to mention them, but these are my 4 main goals for the year. I've put them out on the internet now, so you guys are going to keep me accountable, and maybe this time next year we can do a repeat video, look back and see if I've actually achieved these goals. Okay, so there you have it. My 4 goals for the year: 1, to take control of my schedule and have more fun. 2, to read 50 books. 3, to release 100 YouTube videos. And 4, to run 500 miles. I have got loads of exciting content lined up for the month ahead. I actually can't wait to release all the videos that I've got ready for January. And don't forget to take advantage of the free book on Audible as well. I've put the link in the description box below. So guys, let me know down below what your goals are for this year. I'm really intrigued to hear what you have to say. And if you're new around here, then introduce yourself in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!